Passing Energy with your host, Priest. With your host, Priest. When the smoke starts yapping, that's it. And that's it. Prepare to be enlightened and entertained. And that's it. Hey guys, Priest here, and welcome to another episode of Passing Energy. And I'm back making my podcast, trying to make it more frequently. I took a little downtime from everything because I was going through a creative block, I would say. I don't know. I was just going through a weird situation where I was just doing a bunch of nothing. Getting easily distracted, but I feel I'm back in my groove. So yeah, let's do this, guys. I'm gonna be pumping on a lot of content for this week. So I'm gonna get an overdrive of your host, Priest. So yeah. Now y'all read the title. So y'all know what we're going to talk about. Now, just for anyone who just stumbling on my page or people who will be in this situation or contemplating about the situation I'm going to be talking about, please understand my type of commentary. I am direct. I'm direct. I am not PC, I'm not politically correct. So I just say raw feelings and emotions. Some people, it might trigger some people, so just saying there's going to be trigger warnings throughout the video. And if you agree or disagree, just let me know in the comment section. The whole point is to learn. I'm sharing my perspective. Guys, I'm recording today, and where I live is a very busy street. So excuse any background noise, whatever. Yeah, so just let me know in the comment section, and let's have a healthy dialogue, and let's see if we could actually maybe, find a solution to, or, just enlighten, to each his own. That being said, make sure y'all follow me on the YouTube. Just hit the subscribe button, guys. It's free. Or whatever streaming service you're listening on, please, guys, follow me there. Rate the podcast, like the video, and share amongst your friends. It's going to be a very interesting discussion, and then it'd be sad, Now, like I said, trigger warning. I know a lot of people who are in this situation or going through this or contemplating, like I said. This might trigger y'all. I ain't trying to start no war, nothing. I'm just bring a different perspective to the table. I know some of my friends thinking, is this podcast inspired by me? No. I always felt this way because I actually I have one friend who's about to get married, and I have another friend who's already married. And I spoke to her about it. I never spoke to him about it, but I spoke to her about it. And we were just having a conversation about this. She actually agreed with me on a lot of my points. And then another thing, I have a friend who has a child. I have a sister of a child. So I'm just looking at society as a whole in the Bahamas. Don't get me wrong. This is not young parents, young marriages. It's nothing new. It's not a Bahamian thing. It's not a Bahamian thing. But because the Bahamas really don't have a lot going for it, I think a lot of people just settle, That's how I want to paint this picture. My thing is this: the lack of creativity in the Bahamas. There's not much to do over here. Just drink, party, and whatever. There's no drive to do anything, really. Honestly and truly, and I love my people. I love my country. I think we could be so bigger than what we are right now. And because Bahamians, we lack drive. We lack the ability to do more than the bare minimum. I don't know which order I want to go with. I want to talk about the marriage or the pregnancy. I don't know which one I want to go with, but I just going to free ball. That sounds weird saying free ball. Anyway, I'm just going to free for all. My thing is guys, it's that foundation. I always tell my friends, I said that you blink once, you're 30. You blink twice, you have a child. You blink a third time, you're married, you're 40 years old, and the people you're with looking at you like, what the hell you doing? We got bills. And I always say, you all have to understand that you always have to have preparation. It's fun now, but when the adult part of your shebang comes in play, that googly eyes turn into, you need to get your act together. And I always say this to my male friends about that. I said that you have to get yourself together. I say one thing women could do, they can multitask. Why you think this woman all into your life and everything, thinking women know how to do multiple things at one time. It's us men, as I look in the mirror, it's us men who can do more than one thing. I could barely look at the screen right now. I could barely record podcast. That's how fast our minds is just we get distracted really fast. But women, they can handle a household, they can handle bills, they can handle uh, social life, children, and a healthy relationship. They can handle it. Us men, we can't do that. Not all men, but most men, we can't do that. We can't do that. I always tell my friends, get yourself together because she getting herself together. Trust me and believe. And the number one thing we have in the Bahamas is that the women are doing better than the men financially. Who have the highest position in the Bahamas? Women, mostly women. Who have the biggest salary? Women. Who are the most educated? Women. A lot of time, a lot of these women taking care of their men. You know what I mean? They're taking care of them. And the roles are reversed over here, where the women are taking care of the men because the women have no drive. I told all my friends that get yourself together because life is go so fast. You don't know where it went. And you're like, damn, how the hell I get here? You was caught up in the moment. But which I understand because this country does not promote it. And it doesn't promote it. It doesn't promote following your dreams. It don't promote you actually getting a life before creating another life. What's that? What's that all about? You have a life? A career? What? So much times that we create oops babies. Oops, I'm pregnant. And you haven't lived. You haven't achieved your goals. We always oops baby. I think 9% I might be exaggerating or might be under exaggerating. That 90% of us are oops baby. Oops. And then our parents, maybe or maybe not, most likely they'll get married after they have the child. The child come first, then marriage. That's just the route. That is sad. And I think that's a generational curse, if you ask me. But people say, oh, priest, you're taking it so serious. Or, oh, priest, and then some people might turn around and think it's negativity. It's not negativity. It's not negativity. What are we doing? Is that not a lot of people are talking about this. We are creating homes with no foundation. None. You creating children with no foundation. What I mean by foundations is the fact that there's no floor. There's no floor plans. You're just putting the child in a place where it's not meant for a child to be grown up in. People get married. The marriage have no foundation. What you mean by foundation again? You are creating a marriage in a place that's not meant for marriage. See, no one ready for that type of conversation. But I've been with this person for a long time, and you have your whole life to marry someone. You have your whole life to do that. What preparation have you put in place? And this is not someone directly I'm talking about. This in general, because I've seen it all. So I don't want, if my friends them stumble on this podcast thinking I'm talking directly about them. I'm talking about a lot of people. What foundation have you put down to say that I can house a marriage? Your career, is that figure out? Is your finances figure out? Is your housing figure out? No. So what are you getting married for? Because people saying y'all been together a long time, you should put a ring on her. See, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I remember this. I had an old supervisor, and what he told me, he said, "Oh, priest, how old you is?" "Oh, I know it's my birthday." And he's like, "Oh, almost time for you to settle down and get married and have kids." And I'm like, I looking around trying to figure, so you trying to tell me I quit my job? That's what you trying to tell me. You telling me I ain't quit my job because there's damn no way in hell you telling me, advising me to raise a family on this salary? Are you crazy? I need to report you to HR. You trying to convince me to leave the company. That's what you doing, because there's no way in the world You think I could raise a wife and a child off of this salary? You got to lose your mind. People is project stuff onto you to make them comfortable. People is project their wants onto other people to make them comfortable. You single? Why? You ain't married? Why? You don't get no children? Why? What you mean, why? Am I financially stable to host a child? Am I emotionally available for a relationship? See, everyone keep trying to tell you about things, but you don't have the tools for, and that's fine. It's not a race. This is not 1960 where our grandparents and our parents didn't have a lot of stuff going on and marriage was the ultimate goal. I do believe not everyone have to go down the path of marriage and children. Not everyone have to go down that path. But I feel that when you do decide to go that route, you need to have a plan, foundation, investment in the home you want to create. But we talk about these things, people say you're harsh. You're not ready. It's okay to wait. Marriage is only you sharing the assets. That's basically it. You're sharing the last name and your assets. The relationship will not change. This person is not more like you more, and your husband don't love you more than he usually do. Your wife don't love you more than she usually do. What's the rush? Society say y'all should get married because that's the right thing to do if you've been together for 4 years. If you would start dating someone when you was 20 years old and y'all been together for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and they'd be like, y'all should get married. Why? I'm still living. I don't have a foundation. I don't have a foundation. Unless you're trying to tell me to quit. I need a new job. It's hard in these streets. What's the rush? What's the race? Who are you racing for? Yeah, we in love. I know love, love, love. But what foundation do you have? And this is where we're going to go even more controversy. So y'all gear up. I know y'all have that after meme. I'm ready. I don't get it. It is what I welcome it. A woman with no standard is useless in a relationship. A man with no ambition is useless in a relationship. Let me hear this again. A woman with no standards is useless in a relationship. A man with no ambition is useless in the relationship. Priest, what you mean by that? Well, thank you for asking that question. Let's start with the woman. A woman with standards help elevate a man. See, us men, we don't see that far ahead, We don't see that far ahead. We look at the life straight. The women see all the different obstacles in front of our way. I'd be like, hey, let's do this, let's do it. And some of them be like, no, that don't make no sense. No, we gotta do it the right way. That's standards. You can't present like my female friends. They said, no, priest, you can't present like that. You gotta do it this way. Us men, we pick it, I ain't gonna do it that way. And what happened? They was right. That's a standard. They have a standard for themselves. A woman with no standard is useless to me or to anyone. You put a woman in a particular position, she said, no. I can't stay here. I can't, You gotta put me somewhere proper. I can't come, no. And this ain't nothing to do with saying bougie or this and that. I ain't talking about no woman who ain't interested in materialistic things or be like, yada, yada. I talking about, I won't be with you. We gonna be together, but I'm not gonna go a particular route with you. You gotta work towards getting us to a different spot. That's standards. That is standards. It don't even have to be a relationship situation. It even could be a partnership situation where you could be work buddies and you have a business and you're female. I always say if you're any company, always have a woman there. You need that woman's touch. So even so, the neck ain't working, the hair can't work properly either. The neck ain't gonna turn his head. Who have the idea? It's not gonna turn his head to something that isn't making any sense. The neck is not gonna do that. The neck can't do his job. That's standard. The man's a seed, the woman is the one watering it to grow. If she ain't watering it, y'all just sullying in mediocrity. If she's not even doing her job. If you ever hear a woman who always say, okay, 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 I'm gonna do this, okay, okay. She don't care? Brother, no. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all ain't going nowhere. I can tell you a story about someone I know. She had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend lived home with his parents. And in the house, in the Zach house, like the parents lived down the hall. And she was asleep over by the boyfriend's house. That's what you call zero standards. You grown man bringing, and then I understand the parents, that's why, again, no foundation. If the parents create a home of a foundation, that would have been in place where we ain't gonna raise our son to bring no woman in my place to sleep over. Foundation. No foundation. So I can't even blame him. Because his parents set that standard for him, which he don't have none. But she don't have none either. You gonna bring me over to sleep in your child's bedroom with your parents down the hall? See, when you have a standard, she was gonna say, if she had a standard, no, I'm not staying here. I could date you, but I'm not staying here to stay and to sleep with your parents. And you know what he would have done? Because she had that standard, babe, I want my girl to be with me. I want my girl to be with me. So what you gonna do? He gonna invest, save his money to get his own place, or work towards building his place. One or the other. She pushed him to do better. Standard. A woman with no standard is useless. Now, let's say, oh man, you too much on the woman now. You got too much. But let's go with the man. Let's go to the man. Okay, let's go to the man part. Let's go to the man. A man with no ambition is useless. A rotten seed. Time and time again, what Bahamian women is doing, they're watering seeds that are not going to grow. They have no goals. And what is watering? Watering is that you give them nurture. You give them financial say. You give them a roof over their head. You give them transportation. A lot of times, these dudes drive around their girl car. They don't even have to drive to get their own car. They driving their girl car. Who paying most of the bill? The woman. Who buying all the food? The woman. And what happening now is that the men don't have a lot of drive to do anything. And the women saying, the educated women in the Bahamas are saying, oh God, I gotta put up what I gotta put up with. They settle because they're like, man, what more to do? Every guy's playing the same game. I might just settle with this one. Some women knowing that. That's why sweethearting is the number one thing in the Bahamas, because some women are knowingly knowing there has been a sweethearting on them. And they just say, you know what? I want to start over. It is what it is. We already have children deep in. So what we going to do? That's sad. No ambition. No ambition to change. No ambition to do better, to strive to do better, to create a career. Just laying around and just do nothing. No ambition. Time and time again, women are wasting their time on men with no ambition, who don't want to do nothing. Every time you talking, he just talking about stuff that have nothing to do with the future. And then you get trapped with him with a child. And we are the belief that, well, you know, I want all my children to see him daddy or whatever. I married this guy who I know ain't going nowhere. That's sad. So what are we doing? My thing is this, guys, is what I want to say to everyone. Any young person out there who is thinking about getting married or thinking about having children, and, you know, not everyone wants to get married. Not everyone wants to go that route or whatever, which I understand. Teach his own. My thing is this. Nothing wrong with getting married. Nothing, and if you want to get married young, that's fine. I still think that someone in their 20s have not lived to, you know, to rush down the altar to say, you know what, let me marry. Because a lot of people get married and then 5 years later, like, damn, I didn't realize this what marriage was. And then they won't get a divorce. Or too ashamed to get a divorce. I'm just trying to say, build a foundation. If that person love you, they'll wait. I ain't talking about people who in their late 30s talking about, baby, if you love me, you will wait. You will wait. I ain't talking about that. Because God damn it, geez, you in your 30s, you're not even your early 30s, your late 30s, and you still talking about boyfriend and girlfriend after all those time, that's something different. I'm talking about people in their 20s who still figuring out themselves, their career. How you gonna love someone else you don't even understand your own self? To learn yourself? How you love yourself if you give everything to one person in the beginning of your life? No? But like I said, if you want to go that route, to each his own. But create foundations. Get that cement, those curry rocks, get the building blocks. Set up your foundation before you create a household for marriage and children. The marriage is rocky. These young people getting married and they still flirting around with their people outside them. Inappropriate conversation. I built multiple times. I've been around married people who's touching me, and I'm trying to figure out, are you married? Like, and doing some weird stuff. I'm like, you're married. Like, what are you doing? And then flirting and then inappropriate conversations. Like, and you're married? And then the flip side with people with children. You're not giving the children the nurture they need because the child was a oops. You don't have a household for that child. That's our child going in between. Okay, mommy and daddy don't live together. So every time we had to come over to each other's house. Sometimes living with their parents, but nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with living with your parents, But what are you doing while you're living with your parents? Are you saving up money to build a house or invest in your career, business? What are you doing? So now this child is back and forth between Grammy and Granddad them house, going back and forth. Mommy and Daddy picking him up. He's not seeing his two parents and seeing him home. The parents have to work because they're not where they need to be financially. So the child being raised partly by the grandparents. Then they tired. They still want to be young. They still want to party, so they shaking up themselves while the grandparents raising the child. Oh, he judging me. Let me tell you something. Foundation. You don't have the patience to train your child. You don't have the patience to discipline your child. You don't have the patience to understand your child. And then mental health is a serious thing in the Bahamas. You don't have the patience to even understand what your child's going through. You don't even understand what you're going through. Create foundations before you enter something that's really serious. And that's it. That's all I want to say, guys. I can go on and on about this. Maybe I would probably invite married people or people with children on the podcast and let's talk deeper into this discussion, because this is a very concerning topic, because I feel like people are selling themselves short because there's nothing else to do. And a lot of time people are in other people's ears telling them what they should do. They say, what the hell, what you doing? I try to say there's more to life. But if you want to go that route, but let's create foundation. You are pushing people who are unprepared in situation that, like I said, they're not prepared for. Because society say you should be together. Society say you should do this. Don't let people put a timeline on you. Take your time and do stuff the right way. That's all I'm trying to say. But anyway, guys, let me know what y'all think about today's episode. Do you agree with me? Like I said, disagree. Keep it respectful. Let's have a healthy dialogue in the comment section on the YouTube. I think there's a way you could, if you're listening to a streaming service, I think there's a way you could comment on the streaming service. I will double check if there's a section in the streaming services you're on that allows you to do it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever, or Anchor. Just type it in and I'll read it, guys. Or hit me up on Instagram, Passing Energy, or TikTok, Host Priest, or YouTube, guys, Passing Energy on YouTube. So yeah, let me know what y'all think and let's figure this out, guys. Am I reaching or is there something there? Let me know, guys. Until next time, peace.